Hi, Poppy Yeager here with This Day in History. March 27th, 1915, Mary Mallon, otherwise known as Typhoid Mary, was placed under quarantine on North Brother Island in New York City. Mary Mallon was born in 1869 in Ireland. In the latter part of the 1800s, she moved to New York. She, at some point, contracted typhoid, but she was a healthy carrier, which meant that the disease never manifested itself. She never got sick, so she didn't know she was carrying it. She worked as a domestic. She worked as a cook in various households. Many of those households had people coming down with typhoid while she worked there. So eventually the health authorities were able to trace typhoid to her. And they tried to get her to stop working, but she didn't want to stop. She evaded capture by the authority for a while, but eventually was placed in quarantine because every time she was working at somebody's house, cooking, she was infecting people. She lived in quarantine on North Brother Island until her death. A total of 51 cases of typhoid and 3 deaths were attributed to her. The first time I ever heard of Typhoid Mary, I was younger. I don't remember how old, but I was maybe a teenager. My dad made a comment. I don't even remember what it was in reference to, but he said something about Typhoid Mary. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was the first person that told me about this woman who carried typhoid and got other people sick just by cooking. I thought he was a little strange. Like, could that be possible? And sure enough, it was. Dad used to know a great deal of facts. He was interested in history and stories. And I definitely did learn a lot about history. My interest in history is definitely because of my parents. They both were interested in things of the past. Anyway, that's This Day in History, March 27th, 1915. Typhoid Mary is placed under quarantine.